geographically it's a beautiful island. And the most important thing, I think, and I don't know how long this will be for, it's one of the very few islands and the very few places in the world that hasn't been spoilt by tourism. And there's a lot of people who really appreciate that.
Despite the fact that Ithaca is the mythological home of Ulysses, not a lot of people know where Ithaca actually is today. And it's not an island that's set up for tourism. It's a tiny island. There's hardly any tourism here, as you can see. And so people come here to escape. I think a lot about travel these days is to escape to somewhere quiet.
A lot of people just comment, and they also write in our guest books that they're well travelled. They've been all over the world, and they just love Lavendis for the peace and quiet. There's no frills. It's just very laid back and a great atmosphere, and they just keep coming back.
Very, very quiet and peaceful, and the views are amazing, and the houses themselves are really nice, really well equipped, very relaxing, and it's just great for the children to. We come as a group with another family, and it's great. We've got our own separate houses, but we can share the barbecue and eat outdoors and come to the pool together and have breakfast together. So it's a great place to come as a group.
The gardens and having all the butterflies and the bees and the insects in the gardens. Enjoyed going down to the beaches, which was heavily but really amazingly clear blue water. And also being away with an 18-month-old, it's just very relaxed and easy because we're sort of self-catering and we can do a barbecue and yeah, so those I enjoyed that the most.
So it virtually started with the thought that we would like other people to come and experience what we were lucky enough to experience.
We've actually created Lavendis just as an extension of our own family's life. And we have the garden for us, but then we just increased the size of it, and so our guests use the garden as well. And the whole thing about Lavendis is it was our life that we just are sharing now with other people. So it's nice, and I think people enjoy that. People, when they come to Lavendis, think that, and I hope they feel, but they have said they feel, that they're living in Greece for 2 weeks, not actually here on holidays. That's lovely. I think that's one of the biggest compliments.
To see the scenery, it relaxes you straight away. It's fantastic. And then you walk down here and the pool is just lovely. It's so quiet and peaceful, which is it's important when you come away from the hustle and bustle of big major city and you can come to this.
But after their 2-week stay here, we've virtually got to carry them up the stairs on a stretcher. They're just so relaxed, and that's fantastic to see, because I think that's something that we can do for humanity.
There's lots of good views.
Yep.
And plenty of places to run around, and lots of hiding places where you can hide and probably wouldn't be found for hours unless you made a noise. I'm gonna hide up there with you. The swimming pool is, well, when you go there, sometimes you're the only ones there, and there's already toys that are supplied, so like sun lounges, you can just sit here or read books. And the houses are quite close to each other, but not too close. The gardens are really big, and it's just a lovely place to have a holiday.
mountain spring at the back of Lavendi's, so that we've been able to negotiate to take water direct from the spring to the houses. So every house you shower in mountain spring water and you drink mountain spring water, which is absolutely wonderful. We've collected the rainwater that otherwise would have been lost. We are able to have large gardens, and we have no need for noisy water pumps or burning electricity or anything else to bring water. So that essentially all our water is gravity fed, and we have an abundant supply of water, even though we're living on a Greek island, which I think is just fabulous. You might like them though, instead of prunes. We pick the vegetables each morning, and we take them to the coffee shop, and as everybody comes up to have their breakfast, they take back to their house whatever vegetables they would want. So at the moment, of course, it's all courgettes and greens. And that's what you have to cope with when you've got a garden, of course. Yeah. Eating seasonally, which we've all forgotten about, means right now we have to work out how to make courgettes into 500 different recipes. Much easier when we've got tomatoes, because you can make tomatoes into anything. You know, you actually want to spoil yourself, but you don't want all the trappings of, or our guests at least, don't want all the trappings of resort type. It has to be a little bit more subtle than that. So what we try to do is subtly have all those things, so that anything anybody asks for, we can provide, but without the ostentatiousness of it. And everything that we do has to be okay with the island. It has to tread lightly on the island. And they put all that between a couple of slices of bread. They have a delicious, delicious lunch.
We had a guest once, he said, come over here. And he was all excited, and he said, listen to that. And I was listening. He said, listen. And I said, what are we listening to? He said, just that, nothing. Isn't it beautiful? And basically that's what it's about. And just the sounds of Ithaca, the birds, the bees, just the environment, just the setting that people enjoy. And there's a special vibration here. It's a very relaxed atmosphere as well.
Lavendi's enables directly for about 12 people to stay on the island, which is no small thing. And apart from that, of course, it's all the services that the guests to Lavendi's want when they're on holidays. They hire boats, they hire cars, they eat at the local restaurants. We have one of the local women who will cook meals and bring them here, so it gives her an income as well. It's just like everything in life. Everything in life should go round and round, and I just feel that Lavendi's does make a few little waves, you know, closed circles of lovely things going around and around on the island of Ithaca. So it can only be good. And it just makes a nice vibe. It makes a good vibe. And people who come here feel the vibe, I think.